this video, I'm going to show you how you can use HighLevel's tools to sell and deliver marketing systems as a service to small businesses to help them achieve their goals of growth and more profitability, and why selling systems using HighLevel is superior to selling just the HighLevel software tools or being in the agency business, which is what so many people in this industry have been taught to do, even though it's a model that has been proven to fail over and over again. My name is Mike. I'm the founder of servicesthatscale.com. If you're not familiar with me, I have built two multi-seven-figure service businesses selling to the small business community, one in IT services and one in marketing services. I was on the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing companies in America 3 years in a row. My companies were also recognized as a best place to work in their communities, and I was able to sell one of those businesses for a multi-seven-figure exit. I share all that with you just so you have some context to know that what I'm sharing with you in these videos is based on my experience actually building businesses and is not just theory. This video is going to be a longer one because I'm really going to get in depth into how we approach selling marketing systems and delivering them using HighLevel. So in order to try and keep it as brief as possible, I'm not going to go into a full explanation as to the different types of buyers in the small business marketplace, those being tools buyers, systems buyers, and agency buyers. I will touch on that in this video, but if you want a full explanation, I do have other videos here that I will link to that you can go and watch those to get a more in-depth explanation. You're also going to hear me refer to the R6 framework several times in this video. The R6 framework is a key framework of my high leverage agency program. You can get access to the high leverage agency program by purchasing it, or you can sign up for HighLevel through me and you'll get access to it as well as many other bonuses for free, or you can upgrade your HighLevel account through me as well to get access to all of those same bonuses at no cost to you. So if you'd like more information about that, I will put a URL down below here where you can go check out all of the details. Let me explain what I mean by a system, because I often get asked by agencies, isn't that what HighLevel is? Isn't HighLevel a system that we are providing to our customers, and isn't that enough? And my answer is no. HighLevel is a set of tools, and there is a big difference between tools and systems. So let me explain why that is. First, a quick definition of a system. The definition of a system, as you can see here, is an organized and coordinated method or a set of components working together as a whole for a common purpose. So the most important thing about that definition is that it brings together a variety of components to accomplish a specific objective. Let's just use a very simple example to illustrate what I mean then by a system versus the tools of HighLevel. Let's pretend that our objective is to bake a cake. If I were to bake a cake, what are all the things that I would need? I would need an oven and some basic kitchen tools, maybe a mixer, some spoons, things like that, some bowls. I would need a recipe, and I would need the ingredients for the recipe, and also probably just some sort of knowledge and know-how as to how to do all of this from some experience to make sure that my cake turns out the way that I want it to. If you've ever tried to bake a cake, you know that you can have all of those things and still not get that same cake that somebody who's really experienced at baking a cake will get. So if our objective is to bake a cake, and let's just pretend that somebody gave us a world-class oven and mixer and the bowls and the spoons and all these incredible kitchen tools, would I, somebody who does not have a lot of experience baking cakes, be able to bake a cake? No, I wouldn't. If I had all of those tools, I still wouldn't be able to bake a cake. The same is true for marketing, and particularly for marketing for small businesses. If you give tools in the form of HighLevel, these incredible marketing tools, to most small business owners, that doesn't mean that they're going to know how to make marketing happen. Sure, they've got the tools to do it, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be able to know how to actually get their marketing done. Even if they do have the tools, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the recipe per se to understand here's how you would create a successful funnel or a successful email campaign. They don't have the ingredients, the copy, the content, the social posts that need to be created to be fed into these tools and into the workflows to be able to bring them to life. And they certainly don't have the experience. They don't have the knowledge of somebody who's got some marketing know-how that can tie all this together as efficiently as possible and bring it to life much more easily than somebody who's just trying to learn it from scratch. The far majority of small businesses don't have any interest in sitting down and learning how to be a marketer using marketing tools. They would prefer that somebody just put the marketing systems in place, then be able to focus all of their time and energy on doing what it is that they do best at their business, being chiropractors, being roofers, being plumbers, landscapers, whatever it is, that's their craft. It is not to sit down and learn to become marketers. That's our job. So we don't want to just sell tools. We want to sell them complete systems. So that's what we're trying to do for these small businesses. And HighLevel, the tools are an incredibly important component because they allow us to do it with efficiency and scalability and profitability that normally agencies didn't have. So it's incredibly important to leverage those tools, but it's insufficient. So a marketing systems provider, which is what I advocate that everybody in this industry become instead of an agency, is someone who is going to tie together these various components and make sure that they are all brought together for the benefit of their customers rather than just selling them tools or rather than a typical agency just selling them a one-off campaign. We want to provide that complete system that will be working on their behalf every single day to accomplish their business objectives. That's the difference between marketing systems versus marketing agency or just marketing tools. All right, so now that we understand the difference between systems and just tools or agency work, the next thing that we have to do in selling to small businesses is give them a good solid explanation of what marketing even is and how we're going to go about approaching it. Because the reality is, if you go and ask small businesses what marketing is, you're going to get all kinds of different definitions, as well as oftentimes probably just blank stares because they've never really thought about it. Many of them think marketing is really just advertising or just social media. So the first thing that I teach to do using our R6 framework is to teach the small business very briefly and quickly and do it as simply as possible. What is marketing and how are we going to go about accomplishing it? And by doing this, we're setting the stage for the need for systems. All right, so what you see here is one of the key frameworks of the R6 approach. And again, what we're doing here is we're just defining what marketing is and how we create marketing success for businesses so that we can have a common definition and understanding of what it is that we're trying to accomplish and what's required. So you can see here that what I have done is I've broken up marketing into 3 distinct stages: attract, convert, and retain. You've no doubt heard some sort of version of this. There's nothing necessarily magical about those words. What is very important is it's simple and they are words that every small business owner can understand. So we're not using a lot of technical language or industry language. We're just using simple words that make sense to everybody. We need to attract new people to your business. We need to convert those people into customers, and we need to retain them and keep them buying from you over and over and over again. That's marketing. That's what we're trying to accomplish with our marketing in these 3 stages. That's a very, very simple definition. It's something that anybody can understand. Are there 100 other different definitions out there of marketing that you could potentially use? Sure. This is nice and simple and to the point. Now, below it, you're going to see keys to success for each of these stages. This is where we're getting into a little bit more detail about what's necessary in order for us to have success at accomplishing attraction or conversion or retention. So looking at the first keys to success for attract, it's reach and reputation. Okay, reach means that we simply need to get the message about your business out to more people. Right? That's reaching more people so that we can attract them to us. But then the other key factor in how successful that reach is going to be is reputation, right? Are you putting out good content? Do you have a solid reputation already in the marketplace? Are you communicating the value proposition of your products and services effectively? Those two factors combined create more attraction, right? There are lots of businesses out there that have incredible reputations. Lots of small businesses, have the best pizza, or they're the best at designing clothes, but they don't actually have very big successful businesses. Why? Because the word about those businesses has not gotten out very far. It hasn't reached enough people. On the other hand, we've all tried to run marketing campaigns, advertising campaigns that have flopped, even though we knew how to put the money into the Facebook ad system and get it out to a lot of different people. Why? Because we missed when it came to the messaging or the value proposition, or the business had a bad reputation already, and so people weren't very interested in their ads. It takes both of these things together. And again, what we're doing here is we're setting the stage for what we need to do with our marketing systems and the various tools and services that we need to provide for this small business to have success with their marketing. So then convert. Keys to success are readiness and remarketing. Readiness just means that you are actually ready to do business. If you go and search right now for the top Mexican restaurant, let's say in a city like San Diego where there's an endless number of choices of Mexican restaurants, if I were to go to each of those individual restaurants' websites, I would have a great amount of variability in terms of readiness. A lot of those, I wouldn't even be able to find a phone number or be able to book a reservation online. I wouldn't be able to find an easily accessible menu, or wouldn't be able to order from that menu online for delivery or pickup. I may not be able to find their address. I may find differing information about that address and phone number on various different sources. There's probably not a live chat. If they do have their phone number and I call them, many of them are not going to actually pick up. If I leave a voicemail, I'll probably never hear back from those businesses. This is the state of small business readiness right now. So if you're investing in reach and you don't have readiness, then of course it's going to make it very hard to convert a decent amount of that attention that we're getting from our ad campaigns into actual business. We're just not ready for it. And then remarketing is keeping in touch with the people who do not buy today to continue to work to get them to convert. Okay, so readiness and remarketing are two keys to success in conversion. And then finally, in retention, it's reliability and reselling. Now, reliability, this is a really important one. This means the reliability of the experience that I have in interacting with your business. Do I come into the restaurant and is it clean? Do I get hot food? Do I get greeted? Do I get a table on time? Did you recognize my reservation? Did you recognize me when I come in because I'm a loyal customer? Those are all factors of reliability of experience for that restaurant. That's pretty much out of your control as a marketer. There are certain things that we can do to help them with that, but really that's the small business's job, right? That's their craft. And so it's important that they understand that marketing doesn't work miracles, of course. They have to do their job. This is a really important qualifier. If you're talking to a small business and they don't immediately acknowledge, yeah, we've got to nail those things, then you probably don't want to work with them because they probably are not of the right mindset to be successful, even if they're investing in your marketing, which means ultimately they're going to cancel on you. And then reselling. Reselling, of course, is following up with past customers, making additional offers to them, staying in front of them, using a newsletter, maybe it's retargeting ads, things like that, to make sure that we keep their attention and keep them coming back to us. Okay? You can see here, I just explained marketing to a small business owner and the keys to success to making that marketing work. We need to attract new prospects, we need to convert them into customers, and we need to keep them and turn them into loyal long-term customers. How do we do that? Reach and reputation, readiness and remarketing, reliability and reselling. It's a very simple definition that everybody can quickly understand, and that's why it's so critical. You can argue with me until you're blue in the face about, well, Mike, yeah, but conversion actually has all of these other factors that, me as a super smart marketer, I know. That's fine. Those are things that you know as a professional, but those are things that are overwhelming to the typical small business owner, and you don't want to go in there and overwhelm them. A confused mind doesn't buy. We want to keep this simple. This is a very simple way to explain marketing and what it requires to be successful. Okay, next we're going to get into the second R6 framework. But before I do that, I want to make sure that you and I are completely in alignment on our ideal business model. Okay, because this is critically important as we talk about this next framework and the reason why it exists. Our ideal business model is not that of an agency. It's not where we're selling these one-off custom projects. That can be exciting. It can seem sexy. I just sold a $15,000 website. What I'm telling you from years of experience, as well as years of working with lots and lots of other agencies, and you can talk to the team over at HighLevel and ask them about this as well, is that business model stinks. That business model has been proven to be a failure over and over again, in spite of many talented people trying to figure out the agency model selling to small businesses. Why is it so unsuccessful? Because small businesses simply cannot pay you enough and pay you consistently enough for you to build a business doing that kind of custom work. So our ideal business model is selling marketing systems that get us high margin, recurring revenue month after month after month for years to come. That is your objective with your business model. And you've got to be crystal clear with that, or else you are not going to build a successful business in this space. This next framework, I show you how selling those recurring revenue systems is actually completely in alignment with the best interest of your small business customers. Let's go take a look at that framework and I'll show you why. Okay, what we see here is the second R6 framework. This framework, you can see we've got the same language of the success factors that we had from framework number one: reliability, reputation, readiness, resell, remarket, and reach. But you can see now that they're in this pyramid format. And the reason why that is to illustrate to the small business customer that we're selling to the priority that we need to place in terms of putting the correct systems in place to help them be successful with their marketing. So you can see here at the base of this pyramid is reliability. And that should absolutely make sense to you and make sense to your customer as well, that if they are not doing a reliable job of delivering a very good customer experience through their products and services, then it doesn't matter how much marketing we throw at them. Their business is never really going to thrive. If we're just attracting more people to their business, but people go into that business and have unreliable experiences and sometimes downright poor experiences, really all we're doing is we're pouring gas on the fire of a business that's not doing very well, right? They're going to start getting bad reputations. Word's going to get out in the marketplace. We're just accelerating their demise. So we don't want to do that. We have to make sure that they are bought into the importance of delivering a high quality service. Now, as I've said before, there's very little that you can do about this. This is primarily a filter. When we think about our ideal business model, we need to keep customers for years, okay? I have other videos where I explain the economics of this business model so that you can really clearly see why this is, but we need to keep long-term customers. So we want to be selective about the businesses that we work with. We want to find those businesses that have the right mindset, that they are competitive about trying to make their products and services the best possible experience that they can. You're going to get some feedback from them when you're talking to them about this, and that feedback should be confidence inspiring for you. If it's not, you definitely want to walk away from those prospects and have the guts, have the courage to do that, or you're going to end up with a customer that's going to cancel on you before you ever really have a chance to have a profitable relationship. Now, the other thing that I want to point out that's very important is that you see reach at the very top of this pyramid. If reliability is the foundation, reach is at the very top for an important reason here, okay? A lot of agencies, what they do is they go sell these one-off campaigns. PR firms do this as well. They sell to these small businesses, hey, we just need to get you a lot more attention. So very often what happens is that small businesses invest in advertising or they invest in PR. These are typically expensive campaigns. They're cash out of pocket. And what happens is that they don't see the results that they're really looking for from those campaigns and they think they got ripped off. They think it was a waste of money. Well, why is that? If you look at the rest of this pyramid, you should understand why that is. And you think about those success factors that we discussed already, you can understand that if you are not already set up for success with these other key factors, any investment that you make in getting additional reach is really not going to do as much for you as it should. If you're not delivering a reliable experience, again, that's the foundation. If you are not ready for the volume of prospects who are now picking up the phone and calling you or trying to book an appointment with you, if you don't have live chat on your website to be able to make sure that you have a way to deal with this inflow of responses, you're not going to be able to turn that into successful business. If you don't know how to resell to the customers that come in from those campaigns and continue to turn them into loyal long-term customers, you're not going to make the most out of those reach campaigns. So in other words, we want to have marketing systems in place that facilitate capturing and enhancing and growing our reputation, in improving our readiness as a business, in reselling, following up, newsletters, follow-up campaigns, things like that, and remarketing to prospects who have not yet converted from those campaigns. We want to have these systems in place to make sure that any investment that we make in reach is going to be successful. So in other words, we're taking what has typically been sold in this industry, which is you need to invest in advertising, you need to invest in campaigns, you just need to get a lot more reach. And we're saying, yeah, that's important, but it's the cherry on top. What you really need is a foundation of effective marketing systems. And then honestly, for most small businesses, if they have those effective marketing systems in place, they probably will not need to invest very much at all in reach, because most small businesses are really just trying to stay relatively small businesses. Yes, they're trying to grow and become more profitable, but they're not looking to expand to, 50 different markets. Most small businesses just need to make sure that they're filling the seats in their restaurant or their salon, or they're booking up their crew to go out and do landscaping jobs, to maximize that as much as possible. And if they had effective systems in place, they would get so much closer to being able to do that without investing in expensive reach campaigns that they probably would not have to invest that much in advertising. So when you consider how you are helping your small business customers, your desire to sell and put systems in place that work on a continuous basis over time is exactly in alignment with what your customers actually need. They don't need expensive one-off creative campaigns. They need a solid foundation of systems that are going to allow them to attract, convert, and retain, and do it consistently over time. So this second R6 framework is about explaining that to them so that, again, we're setting up the need for systems. Okay, now to a typical small business owner, this is going to sound like a lot, right? All of these systems that need to be in place and the technology that needs to be in place to pull this off, and who's going to set it up and who's going to run it. It sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. But thanks to HighLevel, we can actually execute on this pretty darn easily now, and it's getting easier and easier every day. But the great thing is that it sells the full value of what you're doing for these customers, because you want them to really value your complete systems approach. If they think that they can just buy some tools and do this on their own, they're always going to beat you down on price, because software is pretty much just a commodity these days. And particularly if you're going out and you're just selling HighLevel when there's all these other agencies and service providers out there selling HighLevel, you are commoditizing yourself. There are tens of thousands now of people out there with access to the exact same software. So we don't want to do that. We need to emphasize the full value of these systems that we're putting in place for these customers. And so it sets us up to be able to maximize what we're doing for them in terms of generating revenue, as well as getting them fully bought in to being a long-term customer of ours because of the value that we're providing. So this next framework that I'm going to show you shows you then how you're going to explain to them how you're going to get them set up on these systems, and explain the full scope of what that is, as well as the full value that you're providing. All right, this next framework that you see here is our Surge to SaaS journey. Okay, the Surge to SaaS journey is illustrating for the customer what it is that we're going to do in the complete scope of our services to get them set up and running on these systems successfully, as well as to continue to evolve these systems and improve these systems over time. So you can see in the middle there is signature system. Signature system is your particular approach to how you're naming and packaging your system and what exactly you're delivering to your customers. So if you were selling to quick service restaurants and somebody else is selling to salons, your system that you're going to deliver to each of those customers is going to be slightly different. Restaurants have slightly different need than salons. A salon versus a roofer then could be very different, very different industries. So depending on who you're selling to, you can really nail down a specific system for that industry, which is why it's always going to be more profitable if you sell to a particular niche and you sell to that niche over and over and over again, because you're going to get your system really, really nailed down. Now, the way that I teach how to deliver systems, you can actually sell to any industry as long as you understand these frameworks that I'm explaining here. But it will always be more profitable, again, to sell to a specific niche, because you're just going to get that much more efficient and that much more knowledgeable in what makes a really effective marketing system for that business. But going back to this framework here, we have these steps: audit, surge, signature system, accelerate, and connive. Okay, the reality is we cannot just expect that we're just going to turn on this system, plop it in place for the small business, and it's going to work without any customization. Every business has some degree of customization that's going to be necessary, even if it's just replacing their logo on websites and landing pages and email campaigns and replacing basic information about their business. There is some customization that has to be done. And so what we are selling here is this approach where we are starting with an audit to determine the gaps in their current marketing that they have in place. And in most small businesses, that's going to be everything, right? Very few small businesses have anything in place. But somebody may have designed a really nice website just a few months ago. You don't want to go in there and tell them their website stinks after they just spent $10,000 getting that website, right? So you're going to use this audit just to quickly show them, hey, here are the gaps that we're going to fill with this system. Then it is the surge. And this is the most important part of this process that I want to really explain and then show you how you're going to execute on. The surge is where you're actually going to set the system up for this customer. And there is work that needs to be done. There's customization, there's planning that needs to go into going through setting up HighLevel the way that you want these customers to use it, as well as setting up all the resources now that need to go into HighLevel, content, landing pages, funnels, workflows, things like that, so that they can actually have an effective marketing system, not just a set of tools. The surge to the customer sounds like an insane amount of work, because if you think about what you can do with HighLevel, you can literally reinvent their business through these systems. You could put new websites in place, new landing pages, new funnels, new automated workflows, create content for them, email campaigns, newsletter campaigns. It's an incredible amount of value that you can deliver to them. And to most small businesses, that's going to sound like, man, it must cost a fortune, which is fantastic for you for two reasons. One, it again is selling the full value of your services, but two, because of the way that we can use HighLevel to set up these systems, it doesn't need to cost a fortune. So we can actually give them a very, very affordable price to get this surge done before they start using the system. So let's say that your system, you're going to charge them $497 a month to access the complete system. The surge is what you're going to charge to get them set up, onboarded, and trained to access that system. So that upfront surge, what I teach is that typically you're going to charge somewhere around $5,000, but that could easily be $10,000, $15,000. It could be as low as $2,500, but it really doesn't need to be any lower than that. If you look at what HubSpot charges just to get new customers set up on their software and do basic training and orientation, they charge anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 or more just for that. they're not setting up complete funnels and campaigns and things like that. They're just setting up their software. So one of the things that you have to learn how to do is to be able to sell the full value and be confident saying it's $5,000 to get started. Here's all these amazing things that we're going to deliver. Again, it could be a new website, or it could be landing pages, workflows, funnels, content for all their email marketing campaigns, your AI chatbot, your widget, your smart number, all of these things that you're going to set up and deliver to them, as well as training their employees on how to get in and use the system, setting up access rights and all that good stuff, providing support to them during that. It's very, very easy to justify $5,000 or more. So we have set ourselves up to have some income coming in to help us pay for the setup of this customer, to help us pay for our sales and marketing costs that we had to acquire this customer, and to give us some time so that we can get them set up on the system properly without insane pressure to just be able to turn this thing on overnight. This is going to be a 10-day, 2-week process, whatever it is, so that you can, behind the scenes, make sure that you've got everything set up and tested and actually be getting some cash to cover your costs while you do that. Then when the surge is done, you're going to onboard this customer, you're going to train them, you're going to turn things on, and that's when you start charging them for the monthly access to the system. So this is an incredibly important process that we're selling them on. We're selling that full value of the system and all of the components that are required to be up and running. That, again, sounds like a lot of work and a ton of value. That allows us to capture that upfront cash before we put them into the monthly recurring. That combination of that upfront cash and the recurring is what really makes this business model work and be profitable and allow you to grow while covering your costs of sales and marketing and covering your costs of onboarding and training. Next, you can see here we have Accelerate and Kenai. This is us really just selling the full value of them continuing to pay to access the system for months and years to come. The beautiful thing is with HighLevel and with marketing in general is that things are always changing. There's always new things that are rolling out. There's new strategies, there's new tools from HighLevel. You want to sell as part of your value proposition. We are your marketing team. We are the marketing team that you can't afford to have through internal staffing, through hiring full-time employees. It doesn't make any sense for your business. But for us, because we are supporting lots of small businesses, we can have marketing experts on staff who are constantly paying attention to the changes in the marketplace, and we're constantly developing new tools and resources to be able to help you be more competitive. And that's true, right? HighLevel continues to roll out all these incredible features that you can then use as your Kenai, which stands for constant and never-ending improvement. You can sell that value proposition of we're always going to be improving this thing. So even though you're paying $497 a month right now, you're getting a system that is continuing to improve over time. That makes it easier for them to buy into this concept of, yeah, I'm paying for this month after month, but I'm getting incredible value out of it and even increasing value out of it over time. So we want to sell this whole journey so that the customer, one, is bought into paying us up front, but two, they're bought into paying us over time as well. Okay, finally, I'm going to show you here how we use HighLevel's tools, and in particular, snapshots and custom values, to be able to set up these systems for our customers quickly and efficiently so that that surge is actually as profitable as possible for you. And then your customer has a complete system that is accomplishing all of those key marketing objectives that we've outlined in our R6 frameworks. What you're looking at here is our R6 service delivery snapshot. Now, depending on your familiarity with HighLevel, this may be like Greek to you, okay? And I'm certainly in this video not going to be able to get into the complete depth of what HighLevel snapshots are and what they're capable of. But let me just summarize by saying I've been providing services to small businesses essentially my entire career, and there is nothing that will make you more profitable as a service provider than high-level snapshots and custom values. And I say that because what it allows us to do is to deliver all of those various assets, all those various components that we talked about that make up the system, to deliver those really, really easily and quickly to our customers without having to do a ton of customization. And the customization that we are doing can be done with incredible efficiency and scalability using custom values in HighLevel. So if you're not really familiar with HighLevel, just understand that what I'm showing you here is kind of the keys to the kingdom in terms of making this model successful. And as you get into HighLevel, you really want to invest the time to understand what snapshots and custom values are and why they're so special. Okay, with the R6 service delivery snapshot, what we've done is we've set up a snapshot that mirrors the frameworks that I walked you through. Okay, the first framework was attract, convert, and retain, right? Those three major stages of marketing. You can see here that what we have, we're in the workflows right now. So this is the automation that you put together for your customers that really brings all these various high-level capabilities and tools to life. So we have organized these workflows according to, you can see here, A for attract, C for convert, R for retain. So in other words, we've put together these automated business processes, marketing business processes that accomplish the objectives of those three stages of marketing: attract, convert, and retain. So as an example, if you were trying to attract customers to a restaurant, you could run a birthday marketing campaign using Facebook ads, where you can run ads to somebody on or near their birthday saying, "Happy birthday, such and such restaurant would like to invite you in for a free dinner and dessert to celebrate your birthday." Those people click on that ad, they would opt into a landing page that you've created for your customer. That landing page would capture their name, their email, their phone number, which we would then use to deliver the coupon to them and to follow up and remind them to come in and take advantage of that offer. As well now, since we have them in our database, we would remarket to them every year around their birthday saying, "Hey, it's your birthday again, come on in." So we would have a way of following up and generating repeat business from that customer. So it's actually an attract and convert and retain set of processes associated with that one campaign that we've put together for that small business. So depending on the type of business that you're selling to, there are a variety of different types of workflows and the content and the strategies that go with them to give them a complete marketing system that accomplishes their objectives. So what we've done is we've put together the workflows that are key and really pretty universal to just about every type of small business, so that you can come in here and quickly take these workflows and customize them for the type of business that you're selling to, and then customize them again specifically for that specific business that you're selling to. Now, just like in our cake baking example, it's not just the recipes, if you will. These are kind of like the recipes. It's also the ingredients in those recipes, which the ingredients in the recipes are things like landing pages and contents. So now you can see here, we're in our email templates, and you can see that we've got all these different email templates to go along with the particular workflows that you're delivering to your customers. So you can see here's lead magnet follow-up to purchase special offer, and there's a sequence of emails. There's lead magnet follow-up to visit a location, and there's a series of emails, or to book a call, and there's a series of emails. So this is the content then that you can customize quickly and easily using custom values. Custom values are just like dynamic variables in HighLevel, where let's just say, as an example, let's pull up one of these emails. You're familiar with these already, but just to illustrate, you can see right here, it says, "Hey, contact first name." Contact first name is a custom value. So you can just use that custom value, and now it will automatically pull the person's first name into this email. You have all kinds of ways that you can use those custom values strategically when you're setting up your snapshot for your customers to make this much easier to customize and set up quickly, so that you can do that surge as profitably as possible in your onboarding process. And it continues from there. It's not just email, it's SMS templates, it's landing pages, it's forms, all of the things that go into making up a complete system. And again, what your job is to do is to say, okay, for the business that I'm selling to, which of these business processes make most sense for this business? If it's a restaurant, it's going to be things like offering a coupon and then following up to get them into the restaurant, versus with a salon, it could be to book an appointment with them, or for an accounting firm or a law firm, it could be to book a call with them on a calendar with a lawyer with a Zoom link. We have the business processes as well as the tools from HighLevel in this snapshot, so that you now just go through, attract, convert, and retain, and say, which of these am I setting up for this particular customer? So I hope you can see here that by using the combination of the frameworks as well as this snapshot, what you've got is an incredible shortcut to be able to put together a complete system for your customers and to maximize the value that they are seeing from that and that you're able to charge for in your sales process when doing that setup for them. HighLevel has given us just this incredible capability to do this with efficiency and scalability and profitability, and without having to do it in the agency business model where we're actually doing really customized work each time. Yes, there is customization here. And the first time that you go through and you use this snapshot, of course, it's going to take you a little bit to get fully up to speed as to how to use it. There's a learning curve, but let's just say that you decide to do nothing but sell to quick service restaurants. You're going to take that snapshot and you're going to create your version of it for quick service restaurants that now you've got it really dialed in. We use this birthday campaign, this loyalty campaign. We use these coupons and offers, this follow-up sequence. We do this to get reviews and post them. It's going to get very, very systematic, which is the entire goal of this approach, so that now every single time you sell to a quick service restaurant, there's going to be 10 to 15% that needs to be customized for that particular restaurant, name, logo, address, things like that. But the far majority of the system is going to be consistent from business to business to business, allowing you to do this all incredibly efficiently and profitably. This is the magic of HighLevel, but it's got to be done delivering HighLevel as a system, not selling it just as tools, and certainly not being in that old agency business model where you're just doing one-off customization for every customer. That's a disaster. Marketing systems is the business model that you want to be in. I hope you got a lot out of this video. I know it's a lot to cover. I tried to do it as quickly as I can while still giving you the depth to see what this model is all about. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments down below. I answer them all personally. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and share it with anybody that you think would get some value from it. And certainly if you think that you would benefit from this approach, please consider taking me up on my high leverage agency offer, which again, you get free if you sign up for HighLevel with me, or if you upgrade your HighLevel account through me as well. I'm an affiliate of theirs. I get compensated. That compensation pays for these resources and ongoing training and community that I provide to my customers. So you'll get all the details and URLs down below here, as well as down in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope it helped you, and we'll see you in a future video. Take care.